What's up guys, out here today with the GTeng T905F, and this was sent to me courtesy of GearBest.com. Thanks to GearBest for sending me this for a review, and they're calling this one the Pterosaurus, something like that. Not exactly sure what that means. Sounds sort of like a pterodactyl or some sort of dinosaur that flies. I don't know. Anyway, this is an excellent 5.8 gigahertz camera quad. Takes really nice video, has an adjustable camera, has a really sweet transmitter, and an LCD screen built right into the transmitter with a rechargeable battery. So a lot of pluses on this one. Let's get it in the air and check it out. Let's get the GTeng T905F in the air and let's examine it real quick before we do. You're going to notice this one has the camera on the front and it is adjustable, so that is definitely a plus. Narrow angle lens on it, so that's a little bit of a con, and I do wish that you could tilt it up just a slight bit more, because when you're going at a decent pitch you're kind of shooting a lot of ground, so I wish it tilted up a little bit more. Might get blocked by this section here anyway, but you know, it would have been nice to have the option. It did come with prop guards and full set of props. These props are a little bit of a unique shape. Never really seen props like this before, so that's kind of cool. And it also came with landing skids, which I have not installed, didn't see the need to. Cameras up here, so the only thing you're really going to protect is your FPV antenna here, and I don't think that's too big of a deal. You got an on-off switch down here and your battery compartment. A lot of room in this battery compartment, so pretty easy to get the battery in there. This one is a 350 milliamp hour battery, and it has a larger connection than your mini low-C connection. This might be like the major low-C or just a low-C connector. Not 100% sure what they're calling this one. And I'm getting around, I don't know, 7.5 minutes flight time with this, and you got some nice LEDs underneath. I believe it's kind of like a white in the front and a blue in the back. We'll check that when we get it in the air. And let's switch over to our transmitter here. I definitely love this transmitter. Has these bumper buttons up here. We'll go into the functions of those when we get in the air. And it has your nice sticks. It has altitude hold, so this, your left stick is going to be spring loaded, and it has your on-off switch here. Then you can also power your screen here, so you don't have to have the screen on if you have the transmitter on. Then you got your standard camera functions and contrast and brightness, things like that. And another nice thing about this transmitter is it comes with a LiPo battery, so you're going to recharge that. And I'm getting about 2.5 flights per battery, so you get about 2.5 flights per charge, so not too bad. And that's about it. So why don't we bind our quadcopter to the transmitter, and I believe you give it like a little up down, yep. And let's turn our transmitter screen on, and not sure if you can see that, but it is there. So this top bumper button here is going to be your auto takeoff button, but to utilize that you're going to want to engage the motors. So to do that we go down like that. So now I could just raise it up if I wanted to. Actually, let's start our video here too. So we're recording, but let's hit the auto launch button. Oh, if you don't start the motors, they will shut off on you there. So here we are recording, and I definitely like this camera. I'm a pretty big fan of this GTeng T902F. You get some pretty smooth video out of this one. I'm liking it a lot. And I think this one starts, does this start in the second rate or just the first one? Let me see if I remember how to switch the rates. I think it's this left stick. Yes, that's their third rate here, and this one does start in the second rate. So this button here is going to be your auto land, so why don't we just demonstrate that real quick. We'll hit that, and there it goes. So there we go. We got a nice auto land. And we'll come back over here so we don't launch it in the grass. So we'll engage our motors, and this time we'll just go up with the stick. And this does have altitude hold, and as you can see, it works pretty well. So maybe drifting slightly here, but the altitude hold seems to work very well. Let's get some inception going right there. How about that? So this one flies very stable and can get pretty acrobatic. Look at that. Can do a decent little funnel. This is the 3rd rate. So look at that funnel. And this one flies really nice, especially on a calm day like this. You get some really nice video. No jello wobble. Really like this one. My only con on the camera on this is I wish it had the wide angle lens, but I'm always griping about the wide angle lenses. But I mean, they should just really have them. And I've gotten pretty decent range out of this one. So here we are flying above the park. Let's go visit these flagpoles maybe and check that out. And your transmission kind of gets a little hitches here and there, but reception's been pretty good. Well, as soon as I say that, it starts getting a little fuzzy here. Not sure if you can see that on the hat cam, but... And you could probably play with the positioning of your antenna to get a better transmission. Right now I'm crystal clear, but I also am pretty close to myself. Let's take it out over this field real quick. Do maybe a little distance test with this FPV. So yeah, I'm getting a decent reception here, coming in and out a little bit, but you know, it's not bad. Again, I'm not sure if you guys can see that on my hat cam, but I'm a decent length away from myself here, and nice shot of the park here. And this one flies real stable. It does help that it is pretty calm out today. But I really like this one. On a nice calm day, you get real nice video, real nice stable video. And this one's just a lot of fun to fly around because it will get acrobatic on you. And speaking of acrobatics, why don't we show a little flip? So there's like a roll. Let's go the other way. And this one does struggle a little bit with the flips, especially, and as you can see with those flags there probably, we're getting a little bit of a wind pushing it away from me. It struggles mightily with the forward and backward flips. See that, how it kind of does this little hiccup maneuver? Let's go backwards, and that one, the backward flip is where it really gets it. I don't know if you know, let's bring it down here a little bit and see if we can get a better shot of that. And haven't had any issues with this one not wanting to come down like I have on some of the other altitude hold quads. Let's try it again real quick. Come back at me. We're getting blown away with a little bit of a breeze. See that little hiccup? I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but you get a little bit of a hiccup. Not too bad. Not meant to really flip this one, I don't think. I mean, it flips fine, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look too pretty. It's kind of like if I try to do a flip. I mean, I could kind of probably almost complete it, but it wouldn't look good. I'm not, you know, a gymnast or anything like that. Let's be honest, I couldn't even come close to doing a flip. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. So let's bring it in here and get a nice shot. And this one looks cool in the air. Has definitely a unique look to it. That's one thing with GTeng. They make some unique looking quadcopters. I mean, they're not in this market to just go out and do what everybody else is doing. They're trying to build their own path. Start their own trends. And I like it. I mean, this one just flies real nice. Comes with, I think, a 4 GB SD card, shoots 720p video, and the video is pretty good, especially on a nice calm day like this where it's not getting blown around. You can kind of just like let it sit up in the air like this. I'm shooting back towards myself here and just kind of letting it hover. And I'm looking right into the sun. That's not fun, but Sun's coming at me, so I'm lit nice. And let's go right over. And this one, super reliable. Haven't had any range issues, haven't had any dropouts with this one. It does have the blue in the front and the white LEDs in the back. So I had them reversed from what I said earlier. And, you know, this one's just a lot of fun to fly. And it flies nice. Has a nice quick yaw on it. So we're in our third rate here. Let's just do a little yaw. Yaw rate's pretty quick. I mean, that's a decent yaw rate. Changes a little bit from rate to rate. Let's go to, this is gonna be rate 1. So there's your yaw on rate 1, way slow. Look at that. Let's come back towards us. Let's go to rate 2. And yaw on rate 2, a little bit faster. And let's go back to 3. And definitely a lot faster on 3. Oh, look at the pigeons up there just chilling. And we'll go visit them. And it definitely gets quite a bit more pitch on the third rate here. Let's just check our LEDs here. I think we're getting an LVC warning, so I'm gonna stop my video. And I am gonna land it, I think. Because one of the problems with these altitude hold quads is they okay, I think it thought it still was off the ground there. As I was saying, one of the problems with these altitude hold quads is when they land, a lot of times the motors don't kill right away, especially when they hit LVC. So, trying to save my motors there, but I ended up probably messing them up a little bit there, grabbing it. But, kind of cool. So I definitely like this one. And I never mentioned that it does have return to home and headless mode. I'm not sure which button does which here. These bumper buttons over here on your right hand. I don't mess with those, and I'm just gonna make a blanket statement for the channel that I'm not really gonna test those anymore because I'm not a fan of them, and I don't recommend you use them because return to home, especially on a quad like this, there's no GPS in it, so it's just gonna fly backwards along the headless mode bearing. So if I were to launch this right now and send it out over the field and hit the return to home, it's just gonna fly backwards toward me. It's not like, you know, if I flew it out of my line of sight and hit return to home, it's gonna definitely come back to me. You know, you're playing fast and loose with whether or not you're gonna get the quad back if you're relying on these return to home features. And then headless mode, all headless mode is gonna do is make it so when you push forward on the stick, it goes forward even if the quad is facing you. It's still gonna go forward. So basically makes it, you know, easier for beginners, but recommend you just learn how to fly the normal way and you won't have to worry about things like headless mode. So there you go. I'll have the time of my flight on there so you guys know what kind of flight time you're getting. About a 7-minute, somewhere in that range I believe this one's getting. So big fan of this GTeng T902, or I'm sorry, T905F. I believe that's the number on this one. I get confused with the letters and numbers. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. There you go, guys. GTeng T905F sent to me courtesy of GearBest.com. Thanks to GearBest for sending me this one for review. Really excited about this one. It is a really cool looking, almost looks like an FPV racer, and it flies pretty nimble, and it has a nice transmitter, and it has a really nice FPV signal. Takes good video too, so a lot of pluses with this one. If you're interested, I'll have the link in the description. Definitely go check this one out. GTeng T905F. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And if I missed anything here with the GTeng or anything else at all, hit me up in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. And until that time, happy flying and try not to crash and burn. And whiskers on kittens. They're calling it the preacher, huh? Visitor. I don't know how to say that. FedEx delivering some drones for Christmas for somebody back there.